Well, welcome to the tape deck.
That is our name.
Are you sure?
I don't know.
Did we change it yet?
Welcome to the
See, you can't...
the mixtape.
The mixtape. So, are we releasing a mixtape, or are we still doing a podcast?
I don't know.
Okay. Well, today we have two very different albums for you.
Yeah, I mean,
is that how you would describe it?
I mean, they're pretty polar opposite. I mean, both of them are in the realm of pop. Even you look at Father the Bride, its first genre that's listed is pop. It's not even rock.
It's funny because they used to be rock and indie rock.
Well, they used to be an indie band. Now they're signed to Columbia.
Yeah, actually, saw it's Sony. That's what it says on the Spotify thing whenever you look at it. Sony Music.
Another big one.
Yeah, one of the big three.
They're not indie anymore.
We're not in Kansas anymore.
Well, Randy, give me an overall impression of Father of the Bride.
An overall impression. I didn't like it.
I don't think that it was stellar by any means. I don't think it was awful. I don't think it was good. It was treading a rough middle ground.
Rough middle?
So the thing is, so one of the songs would start. Sometimes I'd be like, all right, this is a pretty interesting riff. Let's see how this develops. Doesn't develop.
Doesn't develop.
You just hear that the whole song, and they repeat the same things the whole entire song. You're like, well, okay, so are we not going to actually do anything with these songs? We're just going to hammer them out and crank out of the tune.
You know, I liked the one song with Steve Lacy. That was about it.
You just like Steve Lacy.
I do like Steve Lacy.
You're biased towards him.
I am biased. He's great. I don't even remember what that song was. Sunflower. That was the one.
I don't remember any song off this album, buddy.
Oh, no, I don't remember the names of any of these. Except for Harmony Hall. I don't know why I remember that one, but that was one that stuck out in my head. Probably because it was so long.
The album starts out, we got a children's choir. I was like, oh.
That was interesting.
Like,
you know, I read something, and it was like, we're going to call this the country version of Kanye West Ultralight Beam.
Who said that?
I don't remember. I hope it wasn't Pitchfork, because if it's
Pitchfork,
they went down again. They just, after last week's episode, Pitchfork has just gone down.
Pitchfork probably went, oh yeah, this album. Actually, if you look at the critical reception, this album did splendidly. This album, it has
82 out of 100.
Raving, it's universally praised.
Pitchfork gave it an 8. It got the same as Slimier. What the heck? What is this?
The thing is,
wait, Rolling Stone gave it 4.5 stars.
Dude, you can't trust Rolling Stone.
4.5 stars.
Rolling Stone has never been good at giving.
The Guardian
reviews.
Gave it 4.
I told you this album is lauded.
Why? What? They didn't do anything.
This album is loved.
They didn't do anything.
And I don't, because like this whole album is like every song feels similar. You cannot tell a difference between each song.
Oh, I couldn't tell a difference, but the album didn't progress seamlessly.
And
you would think if everything sounded the same, the sequence would make sense, but it didn't make sense.
So like I don't know. I think this album I think it's like kind of superficial in a way. I feel like it's trying to be a commentary on their writing style and like the pop music as a whole. But the problem is they fall into pop tropes doing that. So
or did they do it on purpose?
They're not accomplishing anything if they are. Oh yeah, let's make fun of our old. Let's not make fun of. Let's reflect on our old writing style and look at how we've transpired as a band. But they don't do anything different. It's like, well, what you just reflected and said, oh yeah, that's pretty neat, and you moved on and did the same thing.
You know, I really didn't like Ezra's voice on this album.
I don't like. I mean,
I just don't like. I listened
Yeah.
I listened to a couple of songs from their first album just to familiarize myself with Vampire Weekend, because I don't listen to Vampire Weekend, and he doesn't even sound the same.
Yeah, I mean,
I didn't know it was the same person.
It's such a.
And like on that first song, I was like, "Is this gonna be a country album?" And then the second song was like, "So now it's a folk album, right?" What were they doing?
They're just throwing. There was a big melting pot. They didn't develop anything. They just thought it was like they just did a line of cocaine and started writing songs. And they're like, "All right, we're good. Ship the album." I don't know how long they spent in the studio.
Didn't they work on this for like 2 years or something? When was their last release?
That doesn't feel like they worked on it. Probably a 2-year release. Maybe one.
Or did they? I think it came out in like 2014 or 2016.
If you look up here, it'll tell us. The last one was 2013. Holy crap!
Oh my gosh!
It's been 6 years.
It's been 6 years.
This took 6 years.
Well, maybe they weren't working on it.
I'm sure they only worked on this for like a couple months.
During 2016, he spent time writing the album
Oh,
while he
so
was with grad students.
3 years.
That's why he was with grad students. That's why there's a globe.
Ah.
He's been brainwashed by the liberal society.
Those damn libtards. They're fooling us all. Okay, like,
Okay.
we're kind of hitting on this album, but I think there are some good things. First off, I think a lot of the, I think the minimal like production on the album, like there's not a lot of tracking, there's not a lot of stuff going on. I think that works in its favor more often than not. Yeah. I kind of like hearing, and it's like a appealing variety of stuff. A musical, you're calling this musically diverse?
I mean, technically.
Not really. I mean, kind of. It's like superficial. It feels so superficial.
Well, you know, they're working with DJ Dahi, which I don't understand. He produced the majority of Kendrick Lamar's Damn, okay? Does this sound anything like that? Well, that was the Mike Will made it beat, but okay.
Sorry.
The point is, I don't even know if they used him in the right way.
I don't know why he's involved. It's a rock album.
That's what I didn't understand. And why is Blood Pop on here? He works with Lady Gaga.
Dude, I told you.
And John Legend. So, well, and apparently he wanted to make this like a Casey Musgraves album.
Who?
She's a country singer, okay? But her album actually won a lot of Grammys last year, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And apparently she's like the next woke country star.
What's that mean?
Woke? Apparently they were talking about the environment and climate and urgency on this
I told
album.
you, it's superficial.
So they're trying to be, I think they were trying to be woke on this album.
They're trying to be deep, but it's not.
It's fake deep.
Yeah, it's fake.
What? Why is everything fake deep?
It's like, hey, let's just say a couple things that'll sound nice, and people like safe things to say. Let's help the environment. Nice things. Let's look back on what we've been doing. It's like, oh, well, you gonna do anything about it? Just make an album about it, and not even like develop anything. Oh, they had 3 studios on this album. 3. It took them how many months to record this?
It
3 or
took them
4
years. Oh, 2.5 years. 2.5 years, yeah. Wow, you're not happy.
I mean, listen, I don't think it's horrible, but I think the album's getting to this weird catchy spells where he keeps repeating himself over and over again. All the instruments are doing the same riff over and over again, even if it's an interesting riff, they don't do anything with it.
You know, I think the song that shows that best is Harmony Hall. I think that Harmony Hall is the album.
Honestly,
yeah. See, the point is like they're trying to say something like really important. Like they're telling the story of what this Harmony Hall is.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember what the story was. I was trying really hard to pay attention. It just wasn't working.
Yeah, I found your thing about country inspired Kanye. There's the source 28. If you want to click the source, see where that takes us to.
Oh boy.
The hyperlink.
Let's see where it is.
Campbell. Let's see who it is for better.
Highs Nabiety. That's why. No wonder. Okay, I don't believe you.
But honestly,
why did they sampled Hans Zimmer?
Honestly, like this album isn't it.
It's not it, Chief. It's not it.
Like they're not doing anything.
Lurching art pop contrasts jovial and funky keyboards.
Oh, I mean that's a word for it.
I don't know. Why do critics use these words?
What were they trying to do on this album?
I don't know. What were they trying to do?
Nothing. Trying to make money.
And why did they make it 18 songs? It didn't need to be
It's
that
a double
long.
album. It doesn't need to be double album because all the songs are too long. First of all, for what the content is, all these songs are like 2 minutes, 3 minutes long. I wouldn't care, but you got like 5-minute songs.
But there aren't that many.
They're doing the same thing. And
well, I mean,
it's a
are
19-minute album, 19-song album.
It's 57 minutes long.
That is too long for an album with this little content. It needs to be like 30, 40 minutes at max.
It's not good.
I don't like it.
It's not good.
If you like Vampire Weekend, you might. Listen, even asking people, they like this album, and I don't get it.
Didn't they go number 1?
Yeah, this album went Billboard. I think almost every one of their albums have gone on hit the number 1 when they've released.
If you could see my face right now.
Yeah, indie band, all right.
Yeah, okay.
Super unknown.
Also,
nope.
who's this Danielle Haim that they've been working with? Is she Haim, like the artist Haim? Is that her?
Dude, I don't even know. I'm not following.
Let's find out. If I can.
It's a band.
Well, she's the lead singer of the band. But yes, so it is her.
Stylized as capitalized Haim.
All caps once again.
All right. If I'm gonna review this album, I think. Randy, what would you give? I need to think about it.
What would I give it? I'll give it a 42.
The meaning of life.
Yeah. This album isn't the meaning of life.
This album is below average, I would say. I think a 45 is fair.
So, 43 and a half.
I think this is below average, in my opinion, but obviously we're in the minority here.
I guess we are.
And get ready for the pitchforks.
Hey, my mom said it was bad, too.
Oh, did she listen to it?
I was listening to it on a speaker when I was listening to it, and she was like, who is this? I was like, it's Vampire Weekend. She was like, that's not Vampire Weekend. I was like, yeah, it is.
If Marnie McGee doesn't like this, no, it's not good.
It's not good.
She's the final say on this. All right, moving on to
Shea Butter Baby.
Shea Butter Babo.
Shea Butter Baby. Yeah.
Is this girl known? Is this her debut album?
This is her debut album. However, she has had a few releases.
Is she a big person? I don't know much of her history.
I mean, she was signed to Dreamville by J. Cole, so that's pretty big.
So did he just pull her up? Was he like, I like you?
Well, let's read right here.
Background. There's barely any background. After your music was circulating through the label.
She was on references for Rihanna, so that's how that happened. So there we go. Not really a songwriter for other artists. It's because she's too personal.
Does she write anything, or is she just the singer? Like,
she writes. I believe she has a writing credit on every song. She's Courtney Salter.
Let's look at the personnel. Do we have? Wait, no, she doesn't have a writing credit on a lot. Oh yeah, she does. Okay.
She's on all of them.
Is she right? Let's see if that's just because she's. Let's see, like, where's the personnel at? Oh, okay. There it is. Oh. There's one person listed. Thanks, Yoro Davis, for mixing.
Yeah, thank you. All tracks. Good job. Workhorse.
I just want to know if she was writing the lyrics or if someone else was writing them.
I believe she was. I mean, this is a very personal album.
Randy, what do you think about Shea Butter Baby?
I mean, for an R&B album, I thoroughly enjoyed it.
So, here's my thing. All right, we're about to get in a heated argument about this again.
Oh, boy.
But here's the thing. I think all the albums that go into that trap move where it's rappy, I think those suck.
What do you mean?
Like, where it's like, they like trying to like, and she's like getting all like, I don't like those beats with her.
I thought she did really well over those. I thought
the only songs I liked were the ones where it was like live instruments and it was relaxing. You had a nice little guy on the trumpet hitting it. But like other than that,
so what were your favorite songs? You pick?
I thought the first song was okay. I don't like her lyrics. I think her lyrics suck. That's my opinion. Okay. I think she can't write if she's writing. Okay. That's what I was gonna say. But I think the music is fine. I think the music was pretty fun. I thought J. Cole had a really good verse. I didn't like the actual song, but I thought his verse was good.
I don't understand how that man can rap the way he does. Like, you just have to appreciate that. Because that verse, he goes in. Like, yes.
I didn't like the song, but I was like, all right, this is a pretty decent
Honestly,
feature.
that definitely is not my favorite song on the album, but that verse is very good.
I forget what the name of the song. There was one where she's like, oh my god.
What did she do? What did she say?
All of them are just like, it's just her like, oh, it's so like, I don't. It's just because I don't like such direct songwriting because I think it's lazy in my opinion.
Oh, I don't.
It depends. Like some of them she did.
I mean, she's actually describing what was happening in her life at these points in time.
Yeah.
It took her 4 years to write this album. Fun fact.
It shouldn't have taken 4 years, in my opinion. I mean, like, okay, like it wouldn't. This isn't like I throw it together the album but it's like I don't think it's a 4-year album.
Well, she was also writing other stuff as well.
Yeah,
I mean, I think these are the tracks that she wanted to be on.
Credits adapted from Tidal.
But I think that she like tailored these tracks because there's several other releases from her short EPs.
I doubt she was actually writing this for 4 years. I think this is like
I think this is a culmination of songs written over 4 years.
I think it's a compilation. She just said, "All right, here's all my albums. Here's enough to make a full length. Let me throw them together."
And J. Cole's like, "We got it."
Because I did say she had a bunch of songs floating around in the studio, and then she's the right. All right, let's actually piece together an album, I guess. But so you're gonna hate me when I say this, right?
Oh no, here we go.
I don't think the heavy EQing is a good choice for a lot of the songs. For R&B, I think it should be airy and light.
Airy and light, but this is bringing it back. I think this album reminds me of like an R&B, a '90s R&B album.
See, that's the
Like,
worst. That's the worst type of R&B.
This reminds me of some like Mariah Carey stuff. Like that was like prime. That was prime time.
I'm just so spoiled by R&B of the past, you know, like Earth, Wind, and Fire and all.
But see, times have changed, Justin. Times have changed.
I'm saying I think that is the best R&B there ever has been, because like it's just so good.
But R&B doesn't sound like that anymore.
I know,
you can't even find somebody doing that anymore.
I know, and it sucks. But I listen. I don't, because the heavier AQ, it just overpowers everything. She's singing because I'm not saying because like if she was singing heavy like yeah like that, not like she was singing heavily, the heavy would work. But she's singing lightly. She's like ooh yeah, wah, and you hear like boom in the background, and it's like
I think Elite and Gilmore do a very good job. I mean they are.
I'm not saying they're doing bad. I'm saying I think they need to tone down the overbearingness of the bass.
But I mean, I think that is just what music sounds like now. And if you don't do that, nobody is gonna listen.
See,
to
but
it.
that's not music. You shouldn't do things for people to like it.
But I mean,
that's
also,
not artistic.
This is how they produce though. Like this is their sound. Like they were staying true to their sound.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's not like they were catering to her, but I think that they catered to her, but they didn't jeopardize what they usually do. You know what I mean?
I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying I think there could be some touching up, I'm saying I think they did fine, especially on the acoustic pieces. I say acoustic but there were electric instruments, but I'm saying the non-digital pieces where
which ones are you talking about?
I don't remember what songs they were, but they're because the pieces that were like it's not like there's not an electric drum. There's not a drum pad. It's not produced. It's not a what's that word? Programmed. It's not programmed. It's actual live instruments with people playing along to it, or samples that sound like it.
I believe that they were using more traditional samples.
Yeah, when I was checking the because I listened to the song title. I was checking the credits, and there was a saxophone credit. There was those are real instruments.
They were.
Yeah,
okay.
they were real performers.
I mean, the trumpet was definitely real. I remember the trumpet. I know exactly what you're talking
about. There was a saxophone too. There were keyboardists and stuff too.
Ah, well, obviously, yeah.
So those were real in some songs, and I think those were the best. I think the songs are too long for their content as well sometimes. So most of the time she does good. We have 2 minutes 30. We have 2 minutes, but like 4 minutes 48, way too much.
Yeah, the Chicago Boy and Whipped Cream were definitely too long.
However,
Whipped Cream was one of my favorite songs.
Yeah,
but I think it was too long.
I think so. Like her content, once again, it's like so repetitive. But I know people like that. But I think we should go back to like that '60s deal where like. You know, the Beatles are saying 2 words over a song, but it's 2 minutes long, so like you don't get tired of it.
Hey, you know what? in that Kanye sample on Fourth Dimension off of Kids See Ghost, that's the guy says you want 2.5 minutes, 3 minutes max.
Exactly. I think
you do something, let the music do something, and then do that again.
I think in pop music you cannot have long songs unless you're actually trying to make like some weird progressive pop thing.
I mean, I can totally agree with that because I do think that sometimes on this album it does get drawn
She gets
out.
way too drawn out, but I mean I wonder if there's a certain runtime they're trying to meet.
There could have been. Yeah. I mean, it clocks in at 44.
I wonder
don't know
if you need to do that.
Who knows what the label says?
Yeah, if J. Cole's like, we need at least 40 minutes.
and she's like, so if I had 2 minutes here and 2 minutes here.
And J. Cole's like, you got it. Shea butter, baby.
Which is funny because that song and the title song of the album actually debuted on the Creed 2 soundtrack.
That boxing movie?
Yes.
That's weird.
Isn't it?
So it was a single before it came out?
Yeah. But why was it in the Creed 2 movie? Was there a love scene?
Was Sylvester still in Creed 2?
I don't know. I didn't watch Creed 2.
Didn't he train him in Creed 1? I forget.
I think so.
Rocky?
Yeah. Well,
it's not Rocky, but it's Rocky.
It's Michael B. Jordan.
It's Rocky in my heart.
Whoever.
Oh man, saying Sylvester Stallone.
No, that was my Sylvester Stallone. Yeah.
I think.
I mean, my 3 favorite songs.
Okay.
BMO.
Okay.
New Apartment. Static.
Why would you say those are your favorite?
Those are probably the ones that they're the most upbeat, I would say, on the album.
So you don't like her getting all slow and quiet?
Sometimes I do. I mean, I don't hate it. I just like the other ones more. I mean, Gitchy Gitchy Ya Ya, that was fun.
I think her voice, I think it's very good.
I actually do. I was gonna wonder what you thought of her
But
voice, because I think she sings really well on this
I
album.
think she has a very low, like a very limited range.
Her range is small. But she
yeah.
does well within it.
It's very it's consistent, but like once again, it gets kind of boring hearing her sing exactly the same for 12 songs.
It can be, yeah.
But like that's just like that's again like I'm not saying she has a really good voice in her little tiny.
That range that
range
she has. I wish she had a larger range, but I mean,
because like
obviously
she's
she can't
just
control
singing
that.
like this the whole time. I'm like, all right, keep it going.
Keep it going.
But overall, I wouldn't listen to this. But like, and again, this isn't my type of Joe. But I don't think if you're playing the right songs off the album, I don't think I'd be despising it. Randy, you before we close out here, you said an album's all about the features. How do you feel these 2 features?
I mean, this whole album is in-house. There's nothing outside of the Dreamville label on this album. All the producers are in-house.
Who's JID?
He's a up-and-coming rapper on Dreamville's label. Some people are calling him the best new lyricist.
Oh, so is he one of the
He raps really fast.
He tries to rap about a story.
But I don't know if he does. See, I don't know if I agree. I mean, he has a lot of nice lines. Mm-hmm. He doesn't really tell a story, though, I would say. On some songs he does. On his big songs he doesn't, I would say.
Isn't that
I haven't fully formed an opinion on JID yet. I think a lot of people hype him up, like, just to hype him up. I mean, I think he's a very good technical rapper, 100%. Mm-hmm. I would say one of the best technical rappers to come out in the past 4 years.
So he's very quick and he has a very good flow.
Yes.
I don't remember his feature in the song, so I can't make it.
Well, his feature he sent in last minute. He was on tour while he was doing it, so his voice is like very raspy because he was on tour.
He's been singing all the time. Yeah.
Because people were like, who messed up JID's vocals on the album? And he was like, bro, I've been on tour. Like, my voice is just messed up.
he's like, yo, man, I don't know why I'm even here. They just kind of threw me in last minute.
They were like, we need another. J. Cole was like, we need another feature on the album.
We need at least 2 features.
We need at least 2.
If you don't get 2, the album's not getting shipped.
And Ari was like, yo, JID, send in some vocals.
He's like, you kidding me?
He was probably like, go talk to Boz. Like,
go talk to Slime.
And Boz is like, bro, I'm too busy on to getting this milk.
Go talk to Slime.
No Slime, no Young Nudie, no more.
I would give this. I think in a pop context, it is good at parts, bad at other parts, average at other parts.
What are you gonna give it?
So 10? I think that is like, I don't know. I wouldn't say it's average. I'd say it's a little above average sometimes because she's at least doing something different, and she's at least putting more effort in than like nothing. I think I'd give it like 55.
55, just above average.
I don't think it's great. But I don't think it's... maybe like a...
Oh, he's... Uh-oh.
I'm thinking so hard about... 57.
57.
There we go.
Okay.
That's what I'd say. Because, like, I don't, like... I wouldn't listen... I would never choose to put this on again. But, like... but, like, I didn't hate some of the songs. Some of them were kind of jiving.
Yeah.
What would you say? I feel like it'll be a lot higher than that.
I mean, it's going to be higher than yours. I mean... I'm not a big fan of modern day R&B.
That's exactly what I'm saying. I'm still stuck in the past.
But like by modern day, I mean like new Chris Brown.
You like
R&B.
90s?
I don't know if I wouldn't say if I like it. I think it's better. I'm not the largest R&B fan.
R&B was at its prime when you had a guy on a harmonica and a guitar, hitting some actual rhythm and blues.
But I really like what she does on this album because I feel like it's different from what other people in R&B are doing. Mm-hmm. So I would give this probably a 72. Ooh.
I'll bump it up to a 60 to make it easier.
Make the math easier.
Yeah. So I 60 gives it a solid good.
So we're sitting at a solid 66.
It's a low good.
Solid 60. A low good? A light to decent good?
A low to all right good.
A low to all right good. Okay.
It's competent.
Yeah.
But I think she could use. I think she needs to hone in herself.
I mean, it is her debut.
Yeah, it you know, it's a little patchy.
The label's demanding on the debut.
We needed to scratch off the dust.
Let's scratch it off.
Polish her.
Yeah, and see what happens on the sophomore.
Make her her vocal range, extend it to Freddie Mercury level.
Probably not possible.
Yeah, no one can do that.
Even Adam Lambert can't do that. He gets pretty dang close.
I don't know who that is.
He's who's touring with Queen now.
Oh, wait, Queen still exists?
Yeah, they're coming to Pittsburgh.
I would never see them.
I wouldn't
either. It wouldn't be the same.
But Adam Lambert does a good job. I will say
who else coming to Pittsburgh? Elton John.
What? Oh, wow.
I'm excited.
The Rocket Man himself.
I love Elton John.
Is that movie good? Did you see it?
I didn't. Honestly, I'm not. I don't. That's gonna be a new trend. Everyone's gonna make a movie about a super musical guy, and everyone's gonna love him. And then they're gonna keep remaking Disney movies, and then they're gonna keep remaking horror movies, and, like they're remaking Chucky again.
Why? Wow! Didn't we already have enough of those?
And then they just remade Pet Sematary, and now they're remaking Aladdin. They remade Dumbo.
Don't forget about Lion King.
They're doing Lion King. They're doing Rocket Man. They're probably gonna do, like, I don't know, David Bowie next.
Yeah, because he's dead, so it's easy to make a movie about him. We don't have to worry about anything.
And movies are in the gutter, man.
Yeah, that's why actually a lot of actors are not trying to go into movies. Like the older actors, they're fed up with Hollywood. They're like, there's no creativity here.
No, yeah, they're none at all.
Where's the originality?
Nowhere, because it's safe to make a movie that they know that people are gonna like.
All they see are the dollar signs.
No one wants to take a risk. No one wants to do something different anymore. This is a parallel to popular music too.
Do you know what they're gonna do? You know what's gonna be original?
What?
Avatar 2.
Avatar didn't need a sequel. I'll tell you that right now. It didn't even need to be made in the first place. But that movie is not.
Well, they needed to make another movie because Disney put in Avatar Land, so they needed something to get people to go there. Because Star Wars Land opens soon.
Oh yeah, and you get to wait in lines for 3 hours to do everything.
And then we get to go see the movie in December.
That's gonna suck too.
I can't wait to be disappointed.
Might
again.
not suck, but I'm probably gonna be disappointed. All right, we're on a tangent about movies. Let's sign off here. My name's Jar Jar Binks. Misa signing off of the Gun Guard label.
So you're Snoke.
No, I'm Jar Jar Binks.
You're Snoke.
No, Misa Jar Jar Binks. Misa the Bombad General.
Okay, I don't know what he's doing, but we'll be signing off for this week. No, wait, we didn't say what we're doing next week.
Oh. Just to make Randy mad, I'm gonna pick a death metal album that was just released. Velanimo by Flesh God Apocalypse.
Yeah, because everybody's got to remember what you just said and look it up.
They're pretty big.
Are they?
Velanimo, Velenemo, if you actually want to listen to it. Because you probably don't.
You probably don't. You definitely don't.
I'm
just going to guess.
It's symphonic death metal, so they play with an orchestra, and the dude orchestrates it. It's really cool, honestly. Even if you don't like him screaming, there's instrumental on the album, too. All the songs are instrumental if you just want to hear the instrumentals.
Wow, way to give some variety.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to pick everybody's new favorite album, Igor by Tyler, the Creator.
I'm going to pick, actually I've switched it, I'm picking Colonel Sanders' Christmas album. Christmas with Colonel Sanders. I'm not actually picking that.
Okay, good. Is that a real thing?
He has 3 Christmas albums.
Okay, well, I'm going to stop the recording right there, because I can't handle this anymore. Signing off.